What is up, boyos? It is Water Buffalo Man here. You're back for more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I forgot I cannot have that music playing because this is copyright music, so hang on, I have to mute that for a second. But we are going to be showcasing the INT Banner Golden FRIEZA here, so let's do a little bit breakdown on what he is. He's a Super Boss as a Gifted Warriors Key 3 130. Greatly raises attack and defense for one turn on Super and causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning. His stats are pretty decent across the board for a 55% unit. I do not have any dupes in him. He is 55% only. His passive is Might of the Supreme, attack of 160 and defense of 130, start a turn. Performs a crit within the same turn, and plus an additional attack of 160 and defense of 130 for 3 turns after receiving or evading an attack. Reduces damage by 60% for 1 turn from the character's entry. So on the first turn, he has 60% damage reduction. Reduces damage received by 50% with 3 or more key spheres obtained on the character's next attacking turn. So from turn 2 to turn 4, he gets 50% damage reduction as long as you give him 3 or more key spheres. And then reduces damage received by 40% with 3 or more key spheres obtained starting from the 5th turn from the character's entry turn. So after it's the 5th turn that he's been out there, so you'll get him, if you get him on turn 1, it's 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So you would see it on turn 1, 2, 3. We're 1, 3, 5, 7. I think 7 or 9 is when you'd see it. Or actually, no, it'd be 5th turn from the character's entry turn. So no, by turn 5, you'd lose that damage reduction, go down to 40. But he gets an additional damage reduction of 20% when there's another Super Boss's category ally attacking in the same turn. So it turns that 60% to 80, the 50 to 70, and the 40 to 60. So at minimum, he has 40% damage reduction. At maximum, he has 80. And he's a Super Boss's category allies key +2, attack of 60%, defense of 30. So we're jumping in with the Broly because he fits on Super Bosses and movie bosses. So we're taking him in, and we brought his best linking partner in the first form, FRIEZA. We're going to try to get them side by side, and just to see what he can really do. He doesn't hit hard, and we actually did not get the best rotation the first rotation. We're probably going to have some animations, even though I just was on, but let's see. Yep. Alright, so first turn, we're going to run the FRIEZA. Does he link better with this guy? He does not. Okay, so we're definitely putting FRIEZA in slot 1, because at first turn, this is his best situation, is having him turn slot 1, because he has that 80% damage reduction, because he does have 2 Super Bosses category allies on the same turn. Let's see. Perfect. Super right off the get-go. 89 damage. His defensive stat isn't great, but I wanted to let him get hit first so we could see his defensive stat next turn. So 4.2 million. For a support unit, 4.2 million is not terrible, and like I said, he does greatly raise his attack and defense. So his defense is now greatly raised, but he does also give that support to the Broly here, so he just gives him 60% more attack, which is kind of really, really good to have with a unit like this Broly, to really buff the Broly up offensively and that little bit of defensive buff by 30%. So this Golden FRIEZA can fit in a lot of situations. You could use him for the first 2 turns, 3 turns that he's there, when he still has that 70% or higher damage reduction as your slot 1 tank, especially after he dodges once or gets hit once. He gets that 160% to attack, 130 to defense extra that'll carry over for 3 turns. And then after that, it drops down, and he gets just only 40% damage reduction. Your best bet would be to move him into that rotational 3rd slot. So he just gives the support, but then still gets to greatly raise his attack and defense prior to attacking. So he gets that prior to getting attacked, then attacking. So that'll kind of really help him out a bit. Alright. We're going to try to rotate this FRIEZA off really quickly, because the FRIEZA needs to be with the other FRIEZA. It's the only way it's going to work, and we need to rotate him off. We won't see him again now until probably turn 4 is when we'll see that FRIEZA. Turn 4 or turn 5 probably. But he should be 2nd form FRIEZA by then. The best linking partner for that Golden FRIEZA is the Golden FRIEZA, the Tech Golden FRIEZA transforming. So let me open this in a new tab really quick. Excuse me, I have them tab up on my screen. Yeah, his best 2 linking partners are these 2 FRIEZAs. The Tech Golden FRIEZA, they both Final Form and Golden FRIEZA are his 2 best linking partners because they both share 6 links. Broly just going off. Generally, for this team, AoE, not terrible. Okay. So this Frieza needs to super to really build up his stats, which, again, kind of not an issue. Alright, yeah, they share 6 links, the final form Frieza. They are strongest clan in space, universe's most malevolent prodigies, thirst for conquest. Hang on. Shocking speed and fierce battle. So we're actually going to keep... Actually, yes, let's do that. Because he has the type disadvantage here. So now he does not have the 40% damage reduction right now because I didn't give him 3 or more key spheres. He doesn't have the 50%, I'm sorry. So let's see what he takes damage-wise. Because defense, he's sitting at about 275,000. Which is not that great for being in this position. But we should get... Actually, no, he does have the damage reduction, it states. It's 4.2. So maybe it does carry over until the 5th turn? I'm not entirely sure. The way his passive is, it's really long. It's long and weirdly worded. But I know you need to give him the key spheres. Oh, it's because he took that hit. That's why he has the damage reduction. Duh. But if you can link him with the... Hang on one second here. Yeah, you link him with any of the Friezas, the Golden Frieza or the Final Form Frieza specifically. They do, in fact, share 6 links, which key 4, the links do translate to key 4, attack 70%, defense plus 20%. So the support, or the links there do really make the Frieza a lot stronger offensively, but not as much defensively. Because he does not have, sadly, big bad bosses. He should have had big bad bosses, but for some reason they did not give this Frieza big bad bosses. I do not understand why. They gave him... what did they give him over that? Brutal Beatdown. They gave him Brutal Beatdown for some reason, even though he's the one that got brutally beat down in the stage. I don't know. They probably should have given him brutal. They probably should have given him big bad bosses, but I think they didn't because they knew how good he would be as a kind of... I don't want to say free to play, but kind of banner unit that he's available all the time. He's available. That Frieza is available on every banner as an unfeatured unit. I think that's part of the reason why they didn't give it to him. But next rotation, we should have second form Frieza up, which if we do, they share, I want to say, 5 links? 4 or 5 links? 4 links together they share. I want to get us to a really good position where you could see all the links he shares. And, I mean, realistically, with the 4 links they share, it's 55% attack, 15% defense, so it's not terrible. Alright. The only problem is we're kind of breezing through this fight a little quicker than I thought we would. Yep, second form. Okay. But at least now we can put them side by side. That's ideal. Let's do that. Give you those. Alright, now let's take a look at these two linked up right now. So they share 4 links. He has 131,000 defense, which is kind of terrible. But let's just see what he takes from this Frieza. Dodge, so he gets a stat buff. 4.8 million. So he's almost sitting at about a 5 mil attack stat. Easily one of the better support units in the game. Like, hands down. He does not support this Frieza because he does not fit super bosses. So this Frieza is not getting anything from this other than just the links. But that's another reason why it's kind of weird that they put it this way. I don't know how many Friezas actually fit on movie bosses. Or super bosses, I'm sorry. Let me look and see if there are any Friezas that fit super bosses other than this Frieza. There's gotta be a super boss Frieza on here somewhere that he actually could link with. No. Legitimately, there's not another Frieza that fits on super bosses other than the free-to-play Frieza. That is legitimately it. So for you to try to run a free-to-play, or a super bosses team with this Frieza on it to get him his best links, you are legitimately going to have to run something like we're running right now with this Frieza, this non-super bosses Frieza on rotation with him. Only way to work. I mean, that's not realistically terrible to run that Frieza setup that way, but it's not as enjoyable. But now we are going to have an extra link active this time. We're going to be linking with third form Frieza, which gives us, I think, strongest clan in space this time. So now it's allies defense -10 and key +2. I don't think they have strongest clan in space prior to that. No, he does. Which one is he gaining? Shocking speed is what he's gaining. So he's gaining 5% defense. I know I'm not even paying attention to the actual gameplay, I'm just talking right now, but this Frieza, this is about where we're going to see him at his max capacity. What he gains afterwards is, I think, Prodigies. Yes, he gains Prodigies, which is an additional 15% to attack power. So we'll see a little more offense out of the Frieza here. Just one more full rotation. When we get to the Golden Frieza state, that's probably when we'll see the most out of him. We're not activating a domain. I'm trying not to, at least, but let's take a look at his stats right now. So he has 5 links active. Yeah, Brutal Beatdown is the only link that's kind of really dumb that they gave this guy to. I don't know why they did. It does not help him at all. But statistically, he has almost 1 million attack stat pre-super and 314,000 defense, so about 315,000. Not terrible. He does have the damage reduction now, and because there's this Broly on rotation, he is getting that additional 20% damage reduction. Let's hope he gets supered. I was hoping he would have got supered in that slot, but he didn't. So we're sitting at still, again, about 4.8. Like I said, he gained Prodigies, which is 15%. Or no, he didn't gain Prodigies yet. He will next turn. Once he gains Prodigies, it'll go up to by 15% more attack stats. So we should be looking at closer to, of course, you'd super this one. We'll be looking at probably closer to almost 6 million attack stat from the Frieza. But I think that's all we're really going to get out of him. I don't think we're going to see much more. If I feel like this is starting to drag, I'll probably just skip to the final stage and you guys won't even know I'm talking about all this stuff. But realistically, on a Wicked Bloodlines team, you're not going to get that additional 20% damage reduction, and you're not going to get the support for the Super Bosses categories. Because there isn't a single Super Boss Frieza yet. Hopefully there will be, but there isn't yet. So he's best suited on this team right now. I mean, realistically, you could run dual Broly leads with Wicked Bloodline team. But you won't get always that 20% support unless if there's 3 Super Bosses that rotate around in that final slot. But 4.8 mil isn't terrible. And also, mind you, my guy's only 55%. He's not max stats. What does his domain do again? Let me check that really fast. Extreme Class Allies. Yeah, no, we're not about to activate that because that'll make the other Frieza stronger. I mean, I could activate it just to see what the stats could get up to, which I might actually do on the final stages, activate that, just so when we have the best links active, just to see how much Frieza can take and how much he can do. Because realistically, the only way we're going to see that Frieza at max is if we can get them to the golden state. So let's try to get them there. Because that additional 20% might push Frieza over a 6 mil attack stat. And it might give him close to 400k defense. With 400k defense with 60% damage reduction isn't terrible, but again, mine's 55%. Hopefully I'll get more dupes down the line and it'll make him that much better. But let's see. We're going to get the Final Form Frieza next rotation. And so he'll be at his highest power. Alright, and then one more turn after this. Goku Black, do you do anything? Okay, no, so we're at the absolute peak right here. Okay, what do you do? We might have to activate his because we probably won't get another turn with this Frieza. So let's activate this really quick to get that additional 20%. Because we're not going to definitely get, most likely one more rotation. It's probably going to stop here. Can we get, yeah, see, those are the only 2 that got a buff. Okay, so let's check them out really quick. 164,000. Defense, give him those. That means now he should have the damage reduction. And he's got 6 out of his 7 links active with the other Frieza ally. So let's give him those. And do you support at all in this stage? I don't remember, do you? You do not. I don't even think you support in this form, do you? You do. He gives key +2 as long as he gets hit. But right now he doesn't get hit, so let's just do this and see how this Frieza tanks. Hopefully that Frieza in slot 1 gets super. That's kind of what I want to see. Perfect, perfect. Ideally. His stats are raised. He's got the 60% damage reduction. Let's see how well he takes this. Not terrible. Honestly, not terrible. For being a support unit and having a 6 mil attack stat, that's kind of not bad. Being a 55% support unit, I cannot complain with those numbers. Honestly, I can't. So that's 6.3 million. That's not terrible, really. And he's supporting this Goku Black that's here as well. So I mean, that's not bad. 6.5 almost, 55%, 6 out of 7 links active. That's a really good unit. Honestly, he's easily, in my opinion, probably the top support unit in the game right now. They need to start building a lot more support units like they did this Frieza. Maybe not going full damage reduction all the way. Maybe sometimes throwing a couple with dodge in there, a couple with other things. I'm hoping, somehow, I don't think we will, but I'm hoping we can get around one more rotation. I'm going to fail the Dokkan mode on purpose, just so we don't get it. Just to try to get one more rotation. Because it's almost impossible to get him to his best linking partners. Yeah, I could have ran the STR Frieza, which would have given him 6 out of 6, right off the rip, or the INT Sworn Enemies Frieza. Third form Frieza, I'm sorry. But, I mean, I literally should have, because then he would have given him support. But they wouldn't have fit. They would have fit transformation boost together, and that's about it. So, I mean, it would have worked. And since this Frieza is a sworn enemy, he would have got the support from it. I mean, again, we weren't trying to showcase him as a offensive unit. We were just more or less trying to showcase him as what he can do on his own. But realistically, this Frieza is pretty solid. As long as this Zamasu doesn't just go ham, we're good. We might get the chance to go around one more turn. Now, of course, you have to double super right now. I mean, I really don't even care. He survives with like less than a bar of health left. I just don't want... I want to get the dual golden Frieza rotation, if possible. We might get it. We legitimately might get this to happen. Oh, we're going to get it to happen. No, we're not. Broly said, no, we're not. Broly said, no, that's not happening. But either way, as you guys saw, that Golden Frieza is really good for being a support unit. And at 55%, he kind of slaps, though. I'm not going to really lie. This is a little bit of a longer showcase, about 18 minutes. But I really wanted to put him through all different stages. And that's the thing about this Frieza, is if you take him into just a shorter event, you're not really going to get to see much. I have to turn the music off again. You're not going to get to see much because the first turn or two, his defense is not as high, but he has the really high damage reduction. You really need to see him after like 5 turns have elapsed, so his damage reduction is down, but his defense can be up a little more because of the best linking situation. But there you guys have it. The INT Golden Frieza is really good. It's a fantastic support unit. I honestly would have to say he's probably one of the best support units in the game. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.